The week was long, your feet are tired, could use a vacation. Just gather round and join with Dub, it's Monday Motivation. Monday Motivation.
Hey friends, happy week of Thanksgiving, happy Monday motivation to you this week of Thanksgiving. The Thanksgiving of hashtag bdubfit. As it is the season of giving, please use the hashtag bdubfit. Tell me one thing you've done for someone else, some generosity, something you've done that lifts somebody up. Be entered to win prizes all month long here in the month of November. Now, since it's the week of Thanksgiving, we have a quote that is related to that. So let's jump right into it. Our quote this week is from John F. Kennedy, and it is, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest form or level of appreciation is not to utter the words, but to live by them. And I think that's a really good quote. And I may have paraphrased it somewhat, but that's a really good quote as we sit here and we approach Thanksgiving. And whether or not you have a strong family life, family connection, whether you host Thanksgiving, whether you go somewhere else for Thanksgiving, whether you don't observe Thanksgiving, maybe in another country and you don't observe it, this time of year, we all can relate to. A time of year where we try to be generous, where we try to be thankful for what we have, where we try to give of others in this holiday season and give to others, I should say. And but the key is, in that quote, appreciation is living by those words, not uttering them, not saying them, but doing them. One of the lessons that we talk to Kaya all the time is that what her actions show us is not necessarily what her words always say. Sometimes she says, so for instance, she may say, yes, I really like this meal that someone has prepared. And that's because she doesn't want to hurt someone's feelings and she's worried about that. But you look at her actions and she just kind of moves the food around and she doesn't eat it. And then 30 minutes later, she goes and gets a snack. Well, her actions show when she didn't necessarily like it. And while we appreciate that she doesn't want to necessarily hurt someone's feelings, it is also important to be honest and to say, maybe I don't like this, so that we don't make it again, right? I don't necessarily like zucchini cooked this way. We want her to tell us that so that we understand it. And that's so she can understand what she likes and doesn't like. That's all part of growing up. But her actions show something different, that she's sneaking to get Doritos 30 minutes later. And that, is certainly not something she's getting in trouble for. It's just an opportunity to help parent and teach. But it's a good illustration that our actions don't always line up with our words. And in this time where it's really easy to say, I want to be more generous, or I'm grateful for, or I'm appreciative of, or I'm going to do, whatever those blanks are for you. It's easy to say those. It's easy to say those when you're sitting around the Thanksgiving table, the dinner table, or getting ready for Christmas. It's hard to live them. Right? And this is also the time where we start to set our goals for next year, and we start to think about our expectations, because we know we're going to gain a little weight. We're going to exercise a little less. We're maybe going to do too much. We're going to spend too much money. Maybe we're going to drink too much, or we're going to eat too many desserts, or whatever the case may be. The next 5-6 weeks are pretty hard, right? They're pretty hard over the holidays. And then we get magically the arbitrary number of January 1st, and we say, that's it. We can start all over, and I'm going to do better this year. And so it's a lot of words in this time of year, isn't it? There's a lot of thoughts in this time of year, isn't it? But will your actions back them up? That's going to be such a key as we wind down this time together with bdubfit and spending a year together, and so many of you being very active the entire year and sharing your comments and your posts and what you've done in your own channel and on Instagram and on Facebook and wherever. You've made a lot of progress. Even if the progress is, I've tried to make progress, but you haven't made the progress. I have not had a strong bdubfit year. My health is not as good as it was at the beginning of the year. Not for lack of effort. I've exercised consistently all year long. We've ate good most of the time, but when we don't, it's real bad. But we've also gotten back into lots of events and lots of parties and lots of vacations. We've got back to normal after COVID, and those things are hard to recover from. And I'm 3 years older than I was when I lost weight, and that's harder. And my actions haven't lined up with my words as much. And I've talked to Natalie and I've talked to Kai a lot. And we've got to do better. We've got to make our actions line up with our words. We've got to really do everything we say we're going to do. We got to be those type of people. And so that's my challenge, is just this week, think about the things you say, whether you're with your family, whatever holiday, whatever may be going on. Are your actions lining up with your words? Are they? Are you a person that when they say something, people believe it because they can see you do it? So if your goal is, I want to be more generous, I want to be more giving, I want to do things for those less fortunate, do you do it and not just say it? If you're thinking about, I want to control my budget better, I want to buy less collectibles, I want to spend less money on food, I want to save more money, are you doing it? Or are you just saying it? That's my challenge to you. Think about it as we get ready, and we're going to spend December thinking about our goals for next year and kind of ramping down off of BDubFit into what does 23 look like for all of us individually, or whatever community or group that you decide to do something with. How can your goals be something that you can do, not just something that you can say? That's my challenge for you. Think about that. I really hope. I'm off all week. I was off 2 days last week. I'm in a holiday mode, I'm in a rest and relaxation mode, and I'm in a refocused mode, and I have to make 2023 way better than 2022 was in certain areas. And in other areas, 2022 is the best year of my life. So I have to blend it all together and see what type of actions I'm going to take next year. I challenge you to do the same. I hope you have a next week. Hope you have a good week and a good holiday and a good Thanksgiving. You'll see plenty of videos from us. I will talk to you next week.